On this episode of Flip It Forward, we officially did not make the deadline. Our bet was 69 days. Today is day 69. Ain't gonna happen, but a lot is happening inside. We've got drywall being installed, paint's going up later this week, cabinets being installed, countertops have been ordered. Let's go check it out. Here we are, day 69 of Flip It Forward, where we're taking an entire house and we're renovating it through the HUDU platform. Now, we had a bet.
How's that bet going for you? Hey, I'm gonna tell you this.
I lost.
You damn near nailed it though. As much as you've got done in this house in the last 69 days is incredible.
The thing that held us up the most on this, and I think we would have made the 69 days had it not been for the plumbing. If you have an old house, this could be in your walls. And here, you know what? This is actually really heavy. I bet the buildup in here is just ridiculous. Let's see if we can't get this out. Plumbing bids started off around $40,000 to completely replumb this house. I knew we could find better bids. So, you know, we kept it on there and we got the bid. You know, we got it from 40 down to 20, down to 14, down to 12, down to 9, ended at $8,200.
And got a lot more plumbers on the platform in doing so.
Man, there are so many plumbers on the platform now. So I owe you 2 bottles of what? Like Jack Daniels, cheapo?
No, it's not gonna be Jack Daniels.
You know what's insane? This window, start to finish, labor only, we bought materials, $1,300. Can you believe that? To dig it, cut it, install it, $1,300. He's here working right now, getting this infilled, backfilled, compacted. He's gonna put rock in the bottom, make sure we've got good drainage and everything. But after getting this listed, awarded, I've now seen like 4 or 5 egress windows listed on the platform, which is just cool. The gentleman that actually did the landscaping right here, landscaping turned out phenomenal. I mean, I love the front radius, the curved flower bed. That just really accented the yard, looks great. A new doer, Garden Diva, did the landscaping, the mulch, all of it looks great. I mean, you know, the one thing that I wish we could do something about is the front yard. You know, the grass, short of, I don't know, tilling the whole front yard and planting seed. And
I think the pop from the black paint with the cedar and all this new landscaping, that curb appeal, which is really important when you're trying to sell a house, couldn't have gone much better, in my opinion. And we're still not done. We still got light fixtures to replace. We've got
this
cedar.
Still gets wrapped in cedar. We've got beautiful new light fixtures for the house, the garage, all match. And we're gonna do something with the front yard. I just don't know what it is yet. We're probably, in fact, countertops are 10 days out. We've got those ordered. Cabinets are supposed to go in Friday or Saturday. The drywaller got in there, got it drywalled. Looks like they got a first coat of mud on there. Let's go inside, take a peek at how that's coming along.
Derreck's kids gave us some options for paint colors.
They love to paint. And they always are asking if they could, you know, come paint, come do this, come do that. Finally, I'm like, okay, you guys actually want to come paint? Here we go. So we have 6 colors. Which one of these do you like? Do you like any of these?
I feel like the lighter gray looks better, in my opinion, but...
Which one do you consider the lighter gray?
I would say this one or this one is what I like.
All of the floors are getting covered on Wednesday. Robert to the rescue, that's our doer. I still remember my first message to that guy. I messaged him, I'm like, I love your username. And I think I awarded him the project just because of his name. But Robert to the rescue is covering the floors on Wednesday. And then painting is scheduled for early next week. Speaking of colors, let's go check out the bathroom.
Yeah. Purple drywall.
So this is actually moisture resistant drywall. We did do the entire bathroom. Keep in mind, this is not your typical flip. In fact, when the inspector was here, he'd made that exact comment. He said, man, this really doesn't look like your typical flip house. And I explained to him, you know, what we're doing. We're not cutting any corners here. And we did moisture board in the entire bathroom. You know, we don't want any risk of, you know, mold, mildew growing. So everything in here, moisture resistant, mold resistant, mildew resistant. It's ready to go. The drywall in this bedroom has been patched back in.
Oh, it sure has.
That was water damage. You know what's funny is when we first bought this house, the first thing I did is I poured bleach in in the toilets, the sinks, the tubs, just because the house smelled so bad. Well, I started in here, made my way upstairs. When I got back down here, there was bleach all over the floor and I didn't know why. Well, when we tore the walls out, the plumbing was all rotted. So it just, went into the walls, the floors, just everywhere. But
no matter what, when you're working on a house, especially a flip house, there is always going to be those can of worms that you open up, and we had a few of those.
But it was so easy to, all we did is take a couple pictures, list it on the platform, get some people out here. New plumbing, bottom up. I mean, in fact, let's go downstairs through the kitchen.
Oh, this has been, I haven't seen the new
Kitchen's been
drywall.
drywalled, pre-filled. With this, I'm still, I've got it still listed on the platform. I haven't awarded it yet. I think it's got like 7 bids, which is what's so awesome. It took me 2 minutes to list it, and then we've gotten, 7 bids on it. But I'm trying to figure out where exactly, how all this is going to play together with the cabinets. So I need to get the cabinets in here and kind of play Jenga with it. But
This is looking good. Man, it's amazing how big this still looks, even with all these walls in here. I'm sure once we get drywall up, it's going to change things a little bit, but
I was impressively surprised. Like, this is a massive bathroom in my opinion.
this is huge.
Even once we have, the vanity in, the toilet installed, this still feels like a really large bathroom space. We did end up furring down the ceiling just a little bit because of the HVAC line. The Freon line and the gas pipe. The pricing, it just didn't make sense to have these reran when, you're really not going to notice those 2 inches in here.
No, if you're 7'2", you're not going to be living down here anyways.
Yep.
So
Feels really good down here.
I love that. This is something that Derek came up with and makes a ton of sense. We got so excited about all this extra space. What we forgot about is we still need some storage.
Yeah.
And this is going to make such a great storage room.
I figured you get some nice shelf work in here, and then, it's spaced perfectly for totes on both sides of the door. So you walk in the door, there's going to be, ample lighting in here, and then totes along both walls, back wall.
I got to ask, what the hell is that?
Not cutting any corners, right? That is a backstop valve.
Oh.
So they're typically not installed in a house. It was an extra $1,000 to have this installed. But the thing is, if the sewer ever backs up, now this will prevent it from backing up into the shower drain, the toilet, the sinks. So while not required by code in West Des Moines, they are required in Des Moines. So we went ahead, had a backstop valve installed. This will be cut flush with the floor. A nice cover plate will go over it.
Okay.
But didn't want to cut any corners.
Yeah, that's great.
Base cabinets here, washer and dryer over here. We've got all of our hookups right here. Tons of lighting. I mean, we've got lighting for days once it gets installed down here. We've got the utility room boxed out. Everything's ready. Big bedroom, big mess.
We got the closet framed in.
Yep, closet's framed in. Did a big walk-in closet back here. 5-foot inside space.
One thing that everybody needs to understand is there's a reason we had to make it look like this, because it cannot be in front of this window. So normally this would have come straight down and not looked like this.
Yep.
But in order to have an actual legal bedroom with an egress window.
So our stack runs straight up. All of our bathrooms are in a line right here. Having the stack come straight down, everything would have tied in real nicely into the existing stack, but that just wasn't possible. We had to choose. Do we want a egress window to have a 4th bedroom in this house, or do we want a pretty sewer stack? I'll take the egress window in the 4th bedroom.
day.
I still can't believe it. All this for $1,300.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Great, phenomenal job.
A big bathroom.
The inspector said the same thing, and I'll bring up a couple things about the inspector real quick. He was amazed at how large the bathrooms were, how many bathrooms were in this house. When he walked up here, he was like, "There's a 3rd bathroom." He's like, "Wow, this isn't your typical flip house," and it's not, absolutely not. But bathroom. This was the wall that initially, right out the gate, we had a really poor drywall framing job up here. Look at this. You should not, for any of you guys, my dad would be having a complete meltdown. Look at this. Like, what in the world? Like, this isn't how you hang drywall. Re-awarded it to a new doer. It's looking great.
And the best part about that, though, is on this platform is
Completely protected.
we were protected from that. The job was not done right. The money was not transferred to them because they couldn't fix it. So
And not just, we weren't protected just because, you know, we are the admin of HUDU. We were protected because that is how the platform is built. From the ground up, built-in quality control to where any lister, you have a problem with your door, you don't release payment until you're completely satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, you hear all the horror stories of people, even around here, that put $1,000 deposit down for somebody to come do work and then they can't find them.
You know what surprised me was how many people on social media were defending the drywall job. Oh, a good finisher can take care of that. Look, if that's how you hang drywall, man, just stay off the platform, please.
Right.
For every 12 feet of wall, there has to be one outlet.
Gotcha.
Meaning anywhere you are, there's an outlet within 6 feet. So, where are we? We need a new outlet right there, and we need a new outlet right there because we had more than 6 feet. Now, if we didn't have access to behind this wall through this little crawl space, he said he would have let it slide because it's existing construction. But because we can technically run new electrical, he wanted outlets installed.
Well, and I think having outlets in this space up here it will be much appreciated for the new owners. The closet?
It probably just needs tore out and redone. You know, which under normal conditions would be a pain in the butt. But with HUDU, it's 2 pictures and a couple seconds of having Dewey generate a project for me, and boom, we're off to the races and ready to go.
Yeah.
People love that we opened up between the dining room and the kitchen. We're gonna knock out this whole chunk of wall from this corner to the inside corner over here. So many people have said in this neighborhood, I've thought about doing that, but I didn't know it was possible. Hey, this isn't a load-bearing wall, and getting this done was like under $2,000 for demo, the new framing, drywall finishing, out the door, done. You can do this for less than $2,000.
Yeah, when these older homes were built, dining rooms were important.
Yeah.
It's just a different world. I mean, people are constantly running, you know, taking kids to sports, whatever it may be. Dining rooms are really only used on holidays. And so most new homes, you don't see a dining room. Opening this up and making this space, it makes this space feel so much bigger. It's got such better flow.
Why I've got you here, let me ask that question. Quartz or granite? Now, I didn't know this, but apparently quartz holds up better.
I did not know that either. Granite is...
more porous, apparently, and stains easily. Did not know that.
Granite stains easily? That's
what the countertop installer told me.
Sure he wasn't a quartz salesman?
He sells both, and they're the same price.
I have granite, and I have never had any stains. I don't know that, I don't think it's porous, but I'm not a granite expert by any means. But
so what would you prefer here? Do we want to do granite or do you
I
want
would
quartz?
prefer granite.
Okay, well then I'll let him know. I'm actually going there to finalize the selection after.
If we're talking price,
same,
pretty close to. Yeah, I'm a granite guy. That doesn't necessarily mean that everybody is. You know, what do you guys think? Quartz or granite? You missed your 69 days.
I did.
What do you think is a reasonable time frame outside of the countertops?
You know, with the countertops, everything, I say we're done inside 90.
Inside 90 days,
yep.
which is good
3
for
months.
This much. Most flip houses, you aren't adding multiple bathrooms, expanding bathrooms, adding bedrooms, egress windows. It's hard to get just a house in 90 days done without any of that stuff. What do you say we put a burrito from our favorite burrito shop down the road on inside 90 days?
Inside 90 days.
All
Let's
right.
do it. This is my first flip house. I thought it would be a lot more challenging than it was. You know, outside of navigating some of the regulations with, you know, the plumber, electrical, you know, those things are very heavily regulated, as they should be. This has been a breeze.
You know, when you asked, how long do you think this is gonna take? And I said, minimum 120 days, probably 150, because you're gonna have so many different people working on this through the platform. And actually, that's what made this go so much faster.
Oh yeah.
As people could work on it together on different people working on different jobs at the same time. You knock this out in 90 days, probably less than 90 days. And this wasn't a small project. This was a big boy project. We've turned it from a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house into a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath house.